Champions, they don't want you to hear this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Don't try to change a narcissist. Change your direction. They won't change, not because they can't, but because they don't see anything wrong with themselves. You've been breaking your back, twisting your truth, suffocating your spirit, trying to wake someone up who enjoys the dream they're in, where they're always the hero and you're always the villain. A narcissist doesn't want your love, they want your obedience. They don't want connection, they want control, and the more you try to fix them, heal them, convince them, love them into the person you know they could be, the more they break you into the person you were never meant to become. This is your wake-up call. Stop exhausting yourself trying to change a narcissist. Change your direction. Save your soul. You didn't come this far to become a puppet in someone else's story. You weren't born to bend until you break just to keep someone else comfortable. You weren't created to carry the weight of someone else's wounds while they pierce you with their pride. You're not weak because you tried. You're not foolish because you gave them chances. That was your strength. They saw it. They exploited it, but that strength is still yours, and you can take it back right now. Turn, walk away, not because you hate them, not because you want revenge, but because your peace is more valuable than their approval. You can't heal in the same place that keeps hurting you. You can't rise while you're clinging to what's constantly dragging you down. You can't become who you're meant to be while constantly trying to fix someone who's committed to staying broken and blaming you for it. There's a trap many fall into when dealing with narcissists. It's the belief that if you just love them hard enough, stay long enough, stay kind enough, they'll finally see your worth. But here's the truth. They already see your worth. That's why they try to dim it. That's why they tear you down in subtle ways. That's why they shift blame. That's why they play victim when you bring up your pain. That's why they punish you with silence, with distance, with coldness, until you apologize for bleeding after they cut you. A narcissist sees your worth. They just want you to forget it, because the more you forget, the more they can control. And the more they control, the less they have to look at themselves. But hear this, your destiny doesn't lie in begging someone to value you. Your power isn't in proving your goodness to someone committed to misunderstanding you. Your greatness doesn't require their permission to grow. You were made for more than walking on eggshells, more than shrinking yourself to fit someone else's comfort zone. More than explaining your heart over and over again to someone who listens only to manipulate. You can't rewrite someone else's character, but you can pick up the pen and rewrite your path. It begins with one decision. Choose yourself, not out of spite, not out of anger, but out of a deep, unshakable love for your future. You see, trying to change a narcissist is like shouting into a canyon expecting the echo to come back with empathy. It never will. They'll twist your words, minimize your pain, gaslight your reality. And when you finally react, they'll call you crazy, overreactive, unstable, just to avoid accountability. That's not love. That's manipulation. And you don't owe anyone your dignity in exchange for companionship. The most powerful move you can make in the face of narcissistic abuse is not fighting harder. It's walking away stronger. They want you to stay confused, because when you're confused, you hesitate, you second guess. You stay stuck, but clarity is the enemy of control. And here's your clarity. It is not your job to fix someone who keeps breaking you. It is not your role to absorb emotional abuse just to keep the peace. It is not your fate to stay chained to someone who only feeds off your light but never pours into your soul. You deserve reciprocity. You deserve safety. You deserve joy. You deserve to speak and be heard, not silenced. To feel and be understood, not dismissed. To cry and be comforted, not criticized. So turn your pain into purpose. Let the hurt push you into healing. Let the silence become sacred. Let the absence become your answer. Because what you couldn't hear over the chaos before is clear now. Peace is the highest form of wealth, and anyone who costs you that is too expensive. The truth is, narcissists thrive on the belief that you'll never leave, that you'll always return, that your heart will always override your wisdom. But today is different. Today, you choose freedom over familiarity. Today, you choose growth over guilt. Today, you stop chasing closure from someone who only opens wounds. The most powerful thing you can do is leave without looking back, not because you're heartless, but because you finally understand you matter too. Your dreams matter, your health matters, your peace matters. Your identity matters. You're not selfish for choosing yourself. You're wise. Because when you try to change a narcissist, you're feeding an illusion. But when you change your direction, you're building a future. A narcissist wants to keep you in a cycle, a loop of highs and lows, love, bomb, devalue, discard, rinse and repeat. They feed off your reaction, your confusion, your pain. It validates their power. Don't feed them. Starve the pattern. Walk away. Let silence be your boundary. Let distance be your protection, and let your healing be the proof that you were never the problem. They'll call you cold. They'll call you disloyal. They'll say you gave up, but none of that matters. You didn't give up. You woke up. You saw through the lies, the games, the blame. You realized your spirit was worth more than their narrative. You understood that staying would cost you everything, and that leaving might just save your life. Because it's not just about romantic relationships. Narcissists can be anywhere. Family, friends, co-workers, even leaders. And the common thread, they drain you, they distort truth, they demand loyalty, but never offer love. And every moment you spend trying to change them is a moment you steal from your own growth. You can love someone and still leave them. You can forgive someone and never allow them access to your life again. You can wish someone healing and still walk away to protect your own. That's not cruelty, that's courage. Your healing begins the moment you stop arguing with someone who enjoys conflict, when you stop explaining yourself to someone who's already made up their mind. When you stop trying to be understood by someone who doesn't listen to understand, only to reply. You can't bloom in a toxic garden, but you can uproot yourself and replant in a place that nurtures your soul. It might be quiet at first, lonely, scary, because narcissists make you believe you need them, that without their attention, their validation, their presence, you are nothing, but they lied. You were whole before them. And you'll be stronger without them. You're not losing anything by walking away. You're gaining clarity. You're gaining space. You're gaining freedom. You're gaining you. And when you finally let go of trying to change someone who refuses to grow, you get to return to the one person who truly matters, yourself. So don't waste your energy fighting for someone else's transformation. Fight for your own, pour into your healing, feed your peace, surround yourself with people who speak life, not confusion, who reflect truth, not distortion, who hold space, not judgment. You don't have to explain why you left. The healing will speak for itself. You'll glow differently when you stop carrying what wasn't yours to hold. You'll breathe easier when you stop drowning in someone else's emotional chaos. You'll rise higher when you stop anchoring yourself to someone who never intended to climb with you. Let them think you're weak for walking away. That's fine. You'll show them strength by never returning. Let them talk. Let them spin their stories. Truth doesn't beg to be believed. It just is, and your truth is powerful. You tried, you stayed, you fought, you loved, but now you choose to live. Don't try to change a narcissist. Change your direction and never look back.